Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. So today is April 1st and I just want to tell you guys that somebody delivered a deposit to my account. Y'all, I don't know where it came from. I have no idea. Again, y'all know I've told y'all this, but I was in the bed this morning and got that little bzzz thing to my cell phone, and y'all, there was a deposit unexpected to me for $1 million. April Fool, I got you, I got you, I got you. I'm cracking my own self up with that one, y'all. No, I'm just kidding. Welcome back to our channel. It is April 1st, and on April 1st, you know what that means. It's time for our latest monthly budget. I am very excited about April. There's not a lot of wiggle room in the budget, so that only means that the Lord has to show up and show out, and he does that so well for me. So I get excited just thinking about what God's going to do. I don't know what he's going to do, but whatever it is, I'm ready. I'm ready. But I did get a deposit this morning. It was not quite $1 million, but it was a much needed deposit after I went through all of my bills and everything. I realized that really there just really is not enough to get through the month of April. The Lord is faithful and he's good all the time. And so I don't have to worry about what's not there, because the Bible says in Ephesians 3:20, now unto him who is able to do exceedingly and abundantly above anything I could ask or think or dream. And my budget, my monthly expenses is so small and minute to the Lord as far as his resources go. To me, it's a big thing. To him, it's just another way of blessing me. So anyway, I want to jump right into the budget sheet, but I do want to show you just this little setup really quickly. I'm sitting at my desk. I'm actually recording on my phone today instead of my computer, so hopefully the picture quality is a little better. And I have my monthly budget sheet here, which I always do. You know, I've got my spreadsheet. And also I have my computer set up here. So it's not really working out where it wants to let you see what I'm actually doing on my computer. But I have my spreadsheet so that I'm actually making real-time updates. So I just wanted to tell you guys, if you are like me and you budget quite often, I make real-time updates to my budget sheet just because I always like the numbers to keep moving for me. And so I want to be able to see where I am, where I need to make some adjustments and different things like that. So before I start with my budget sheet, I'm just going to go ahead and make that deposit that I got this morning. I got a deposit for the kids. And so I'm going to input those numbers right here into the budget. Now, normally I don't include that in my normal budget, and that's simply because I can't always depend on it, whether it comes or doesn't come. I was told it was coming this week, and it did, so I put it in. And I actually need to get Jackson some pants and a couple shirts. I think both my kids have had a growth spurt this year, and Alana actually has had a growth spurt. Alana just turned 13 in January. She was wearing a 9.5 shoe. Now she is in a size 10 shoe. I bought her 2 pair of shoes yesterday using my blow money, which I had not intended to do, but she needed them, and I saw them at the Goodwill, and they were brand new, practically brand new shoes. One pair was brand new, still had a tag on it, and one was gently used, so I did get them for her. So I do need to get both the kids some clothes. Normally I wait until the end of April, but I've got some big expenses coming up in April. So I do want to jump in and let you know where things are for us for the month. So my income for the month of April, so of course, you know, I get paid the last working day of the month, which was yesterday, March 31st. My paycheck will take me through April 30th. So my payroll was $2,721.36. That was all the money that I had. So based on the budget sheet that I use, which is Dave Ramsey, I start at the bottom of my budget sheet here. And then I work my way up my sheet so that I am zero basing out my budget. So everything that I put in should help me get this zero budget, this zero balance. That's what I get on the first side. The second column that I have is my actual spend. So the first column tells me how much I think I'm going to spend. And remember, I always calculate based on the previous month's bills or if I've gotten those bills in the mail. So I'm going to go down. $2,721.36 is what I'm working with. So for my tithes and offering, which is my charitable contributions, that money comes off the top. This is how I do it. I'm not telling anybody else how to do it. I tithe off of my gross income, not my net income. And I paid, I gave $465. I'm glad I changed that. I didn't pay that to the church. I freely, within my own self, gave that back to the Lord. What God does with it is his business, but because he provides for my family, I've always been a tither. I will continue to be a tither. That's my conviction. Whatever you do for your family must be your conviction. So $465 for offering, tithe and offering. We partner with a ministry called Damon Thompson Ministries, and I gave $30. Or I will give it. I haven't done it. I'll do it today. They do online giving, so I'll be able to go in and do online. My mortgage is $874.02. Now I want to say something about mortgage. It took me a while to be able to become a homeowner, but I'm paying less in mortgage than I was paying in rent for a 3-bedroom apartment. And I live on 3/4 of an acre of land. I have 3 bedrooms, 2 full baths, a kitchen, large living room, laundry room, and a 1-car garage. I have a 2-car garage. What kind of garage do I have? I have a 2-car garage. I have a 2-car garage. I have a 1-car garage. I don't even know what kind of garage. I got a garage, y'all. I don't know what. I don't keep my car in there, so I'm not real sure. I could get my car in there. So I have a 1-car garage. I need to check that. But anyway, I have lots of storage things in homeschool out in the garage. But before, I just had a 3-bedroom apartment, and I was paying $949 a month just to live in my 3-bedroom apartment. Now there are some, there's some perks to owning versus renting, and there's some perks to renting versus owning. Like right now, I have a toilet that runs, so I need to go and fix the flapper. I need to change out the flapper. If I were at the apartment, they would change that for me. Coming up in April, I have to get my termite inspection done, and I also have to get the outside perimeter of the house treated. If I were living in an apartment, that would not be an expense I would have to incur. However, I would definitely choose home ownership over renting if I could. And partly because my kids have a neighborhood, they can go out and run around with their friends. They can ride their scooters and their bikes. We live in a small community, but community nonetheless. In any given time, you see people in and out riding their bikes or walking their dogs or whatever. So it's a nice community. We're able to live here. So mortgage, $874.02. Lawn care and puppy, $60. My little neighbor, he did not cut the grass through the winter season, but he actually came over on Thursday and started our cutting our grass again for us. I'm actually going to see if he'll do some mulch for me. The kids and I did the mulch last year. Just depending on my time, I may actually see if he is able to do the mulch. And then a couple days a week, if I need him to, he will come over and let my puppy out. Because I take Taekwondo a couple days a week, and that gets us pretty late in the evenings. So if I need him to, he will come over and let Gracie out for me. So I was giving him 50. I bumped him up to 60 just to kind of compensate a little bit for taking out the puppy. I have insurance for my iPhone at $7.99. My utility bill was not too much this month versus last month. It was $102.55. My cell phone is $105. Previously, I was paying for my son's cell phone, which is why I was in the 200s on cell phone. We pay half. And the reason that we pay half is really based upon, the job he does. Sometimes I may have to pay bills for him. So I'd rather him just be on my plan, and then I can transact things for him. In case he is not able to do it. But because I was paying his cell phone bill, he takes that $200 because I do it for 3 months. He takes that $300 and pays it towards my car insurance because we bundle our car insurance. It was cheaper for him. It was also cheaper for me. I got a cheaper rate to bundle with him because, of course, he is still under 21. He will be 21 this month. Yay for him. So it was cheaper. So I paid 3 months of his cell phone, and then he pays my part of the car insurance. So I'm done with that. He is now on paying his own bill. So my part of cell phone is $105. My cable bill, which is really just my internet because we don't have cable, I have $69.18, but I think it's $77. So I'm going to have to adjust that on my actual spent, so that'll change my bottom line. My water bill, last month it was $65. This month is $123. I ended up calling the water company like, is there some kind of annual fee I don't know about? Because we'll actually be in our house for 1 year this month. And I'm like, because my water bill is crazy. Well, I have a toilet in my master bathroom that hangs. And if I don't catch it, or one of the kids don't catch it if they use my bathroom, it just runs and runs and runs. Because they sent somebody out to check the lines, make sure everything was great, nothing was broken, and it's fine. But it's that hanging toilet. So for $60 whole more. So I can't have that happen every month. So I'm going to get that flapper changed, and prayerfully that will take care of the problem. My grocery budget for the month is $160. And I'm looking now at my sheet where it says that's $50 for 4 weeks. I didn't change that because what I do on my budget sheet is I use the same sheet that I used last month. I just change my date and my numbers. That way I'm not recreating this form. That's actually going to be $40 for 4 weeks. So I'm going to change that here on my spreadsheet so that I will make that note, because I don't want to confuse myself into, well, Shakema, why does that say $50 a week? Because then I think I'll have $50 a week and I'll be really disappointed when I don't. So I changed that on my sheet, and then I'm just going to save my changes because I don't want, if my computer crashes or anything, I want to make sure that I save my changes. So $40 for 4 weeks, and we are on this week, so not this week coming, but next week we will be on spring break. That always means that the kids eat more. Now, we were going to travel for spring break, but I have made an adjustment to that. We are going to travel in the summer because I am actually going to be going on an all expenses paid, y'all. All expenses paid. Not some of the expenses, not a quarter, and you got to come in with some. All expenses paid trip, y'all, to California. Hey, from the East Coast to the West Coast, from the East Coast to the West Coast. She going to California. Hey. I'm being silly. I have a work trip planned. One of my coworkers is unable to go on this trip, and so we have to have somebody from our direct department. And she was like, hey, do you want to go? I was like, sure. What am I doing? Nothing. So my kids will be vacationing for those couple of weeks. I will be out in California. And so that's when the kids will go where we had planned to go for spring break. And it all worked out seamlessly. We're actually going to be gone 2 weeks prior to that for another free vacation with some friends of ours who absolutely just love us. We love them to pieces. And they said, listen, we want to take you and your kids. We're paying for everything. It's no problem. We're going to even drive. I was going to previously have to drive. They said, no, we're driving. You just get your stuff packed and get in the car. And I'm like, it's just God. So I don't have to travel, which takes my gas budget down, but I probably will have to shop a little bit more. And we are actually having a super doubles event at Harris Teeter. So instead of shopping Wednesday of next week, I'm going to actually shop on Sunday because I can get more using my super doubles money, using my super doubles coupons for the $40 that I have. So I'm going to shop on Sunday this week instead of Wednesday, which is totally fine. Transportation for gas, I just have $112. Normally that's $120, which is $30 a week. But I've only been putting about $26 in my tank, and it's been getting us through the week, so I'm fine with that. I actually didn't get my oil changed last month, and I really need to get it changed this month. So I have an appointment this afternoon to get my oil changed, so I budgeted out $35. I'm going to Meineke. I don't normally go there. I usually go to a different place, and but they said it'd be about $29.95, so I budgeted in $35 for gas. I meant for the oil and the taxes. If you hear that loveliness in the background, the girls are fighting. Gracie and Alana are fighting. Gracie and Alana are fighting. Medications and vitamins, over-the-counter drugs, I put $10 in there, although I'm still using my health card or my benefits card to pay for that. But I have to have a prescription refill, and Alana has to have a prescription refill. And with Jackson being sick this past week, he had 2 prescriptions that needed to be filled. So I've got to get that done. Hopefully that $10 won't have to come out of there because I have my benefits card. My Healthways, which is my health insurance, and so it's not my actual health insurance, but it actually pays for me to be able to go work out at the gym. And with the Healthways program, I can work out at any Healthways gym. And in the city where I live, there's one gym in the city where the kids, which is just right next door, take Taekwondo. There are 5 gyms that I could work out at. So I pay $25 a month to this program called Healthways, and I can work out at any of those gyms. I don't have annual enrollment fees. I don't have the annual tack it on, the maintenance fees. I just pay it to my health insurance. They pay it to the Healthways program, and I have access to all of those gyms. I put in a miscellaneous category, and I do want you to see this. I put in a miscellaneous category that says Gracie, and that's for all of the things that she has destroyed around our house. I found some blinds in the kitchen where she had chewed some of those. They're not as bad as the ones in the living room. I have to replace one of the blinds behind me. And I put $25, and that's not nearly enough, only because yesterday we had to go buy food for her, and they didn't have the smaller bags. We've been getting the small bags about $15. We actually had to get a huge bag because that's the only one they had in the kind that we use, and it was $31. Again, I took out money from my blow money that I had to compensate and cover those $6 for the puppy. We're going on a church trip. The kids and I are going on a church trip. The whole church is going. We're doing that Easter weekend. And our contribution to that was $20. We're going to be staying in cabins, and it's like this little lake thing, and it's all sold out to the church. So we just had to pay just that little bit to hold our spot. No other expenses. Food will be provided and all that stuff. So I've already paid that. My aunt sells paparazzi jewelry. I'll show you one of the pieces. This is a cuff that I got from her. I love a cuff, and so this is one of the pieces that I was able to get from her. This is a silver piece. I have a gold cuff as well. I needed some jewelry for the event I went to last month with my dad and my stepmom's church anniversary, and she sent me some pieces. So I need to pay her for the pieces that I got. So it's $28. There's one thing I would say about spending money you don't have. Don't do that. That was a poor choice on my part to order that from her and tell her, hey, I'll pay you when I get paid, because then that takes away from this month's budget with a last month's expense. But I needed those pieces, and I knew that I could get them from her. I couldn't go to Walmart and say, hey, can y'all wait till I get paid, or wherever else I was going to buy some jewelry. So my aunt was really good to help me out. But I don't recommend spending next month's budget this month, because then you're running behind for next month. So where it is that I probably could have had that $28 to go to Gracie's fund or my blow money fund, because I do like to go to the Goodwill. Now I have to pay that $28 to my aunt. So that takes away a little bit of shopping money that I could have had. Taekwondo, $325. And I've explained that. My kids homeschool. It is their homeschool PE. It's the only activity that they do. They are not allowed to do basketball or baseball or soccer or dance because I can't drive to those different places. I'm just not able to do all of that with being one mom. So I pay for them to go to Taekwondo, and they can go 5 days a week. They can take up to an hour's class all the way up to 4 hours a day, just depending on the classes that they take. So we now are going 4 days a week because I'm keeping Mondays out as a homeschool makeup day just in case we have things we need to do at night and that I need to teach or concepts. So we're going 4 days a week, and they are on special teams, and I am taking as well. So for all three of us, it's $325. Pure Flix, which we love watching Pure Flix, is $7.99. And then I had $34.19 for blow money, and my student loan was $52.29. And then I had a safe light ticket, which means the light was on yellow, and I went through it, and it caught my license tag from a long time ago. And finally, that paperwork came through, so that was $50. So that's another thing. If I hadn't got that safe light ticket, that would be $50 that could go to my Goodwill fund. So on yellow, stop. But they are putting up so many of those in the next town over from where I live that I actually have to drive different ways just to avoid the safe light cameras, because it makes me like, oh my God. Did I stop? Did I slow down? Did it get me? Oh my God, I didn't see, I'm not doing any of that. So I just kind of take the long way around sometimes, so I avoid all those cameras. Like literally in downtown, there's a safe light camera on every street. And it's like, oh my. So I just try to avoid those as best as I can. But it took away some money. So about $78 could have gone to, household expenses or different things. And, it just couldn't this time. So be careful, but budget it out, and then that way you know where all your money is going. So that all came out to $2,721.36. Now, my deposit this morning that I put, it's not on this sheet because I printed this out yesterday. The deposit that I put in this morning was for $250. So out of that $250, because now my budget sheet says, because I zero base out my budget, but I put that in, it says I have $250 to spend. And so now I have to figure out where that money is going to go. So I'm going to go in and change my tithe and offering to $490. And now I know some people will say, why are you changing that? Because that's not technically your money. That's true. But I'm a steward over that money. And so I believe that God blesses my children through what I steward over for them. So it is my personal responsibility to make sure that that money stretches and goes as far as it needs for them. I take care of the majority of all of their everything they need. If the money comes, it comes. If it doesn't, if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And I can't count on it. So when it does come, I want to make sure that I'm doing the same for my finances that I would do for their finances. And so I've been blessed by tithing, and I tithe off every dollar that comes in this house. I don't care who gives it. I don't care where it comes from. I tithe off of it. Now, having said that, that leaves $225 left, and the kids have to have some clothes. So I'm going to go down to where it says clothing, and I'm going to put in $120. That's $60 a kid, because they just got new tennis shoes. My sister got them new tennis shoes last month. Total blessing. She didn't have to do that. We had some money set aside for them to get their shoes. But I need to get shoes for the kids. Also, Alana will need to get her hair done again. And I paid $25 for her to get her hair done. So I'm going to go down to find hair done. Hair. So that's $25 for Alana. Jackson actually just is getting a haircut now. Big brother came and picked him up. Took him over to the hair shop. So it's about $12 for him to get his haircut. So that should actually be $37, but Trendon is not making us pay for his haircut. He's just taking care of it. And then that gives me, so what I do is I keep going back up and down my budget to see how much is left. So now I have $80 to play with. Okay, where do I put that? I could put that in savings for the kids. They actually have a Taekwondo tournament coming up, which will probably be about $200. So I could set aside that money for that or whatever. They don't have a parents' night coming up, so I won't put anything in there. We have a birthday party. The girls are still fighting. So we have yesterday we were invited to a birthday party for one of the little girls from Taekwondo. So the kids have to have a gift. So I'm going to put $20 in for that. I don't normally make them pay for their own gifts. Normally I would take that out of mom's budget, but I don't have any more budget this month. I'm done. All the money I had is gone. And I spent all of my blow money, which was $39, on the kids yesterday. So that's kind of the end of that. So anyway, what I do is I put in my money on this budgeted column, and it lets me see how much I still have to spend, because this spreadsheet will calculate for me. Then it tells me everything I need to know for the month. So I still got about $60 to work with for the kids. I probably will go ahead and add that into their clothing budget, and they can get a few more items, because I buy now to last us through the summer, and then I don't buy again until the fall, unless we just need to spot a few pieces here and there. So I've got that done, and I may need to actually put in one more haircut for Jackson. So I think I'm going to up the hair budget to $37 or $40, and then that way it's covered for his haircut and Alana's hair, and that leaves me with $45. So I'll probably get her hair done next week. So I went to the bank. You know, I do my cash envelopes, and so I wrote out what I was going to have a cash envelope category for. And so I got the puppy and the long guy. I've got my groceries. I have Gracie's budget, and then my blow money. And that's what I calculated out was going to be about $279.19. And then I broke that down into denoms. When I go to the bank, I ask for these specific denominations. I need 13 20s, 1 10, 1 5, 4 1s, 1 dime, 1 nickel, and 4 pennies for $279.19. And it's okay. When I go into my bank, they already know that I'm going to ask for that. And if not, I just put it on the back of my withdrawal sheet. And so I went to the bank yesterday, and I got my money out. And so I've already spent for the puppy. I got her puppy food yesterday, and then some things for the kids over at the Goodwill, their shoes. We've got laundry going. Apologies. So this is my cash that I'm going to use to stuff my envelopes. And then remember what I told you. If you ask your bank for a few more envelopes, they will give them to you. So I don't do any fancy envelopes. And then inside of my wallet, I keep all of my my category cards, where I just put my monies behind them into my wallet. So I don't have the Savvy Sense wallet. I don't have anything special. It's just these little cards that I made using index cards, and I laminated them with my laminator. So let me count out. I have 4 weeks of grocery money of $40 a piece. So that's $40 for week 1, $40 for week 2, $40 for week 3, and $40 for week 4. So that's all my grocery money. And I'm going to stuff my envelopes. All right. I also needed $60 for the puppy guy. So that was 3 20s for my puppy guy. And then Gracie's money and my blow money, which ended up being $60 and some change. I only have $4 left from that, because I went to the Goodwill yesterday and we bought Gracie's food $31. So that's all the blow money that I have left, is my $4. And now I'm going to stuff my envelopes. So I just take my envelopes and I will allocate what is this for. So this is groceries week. I'm going to put week 1 behind my groceries tab. which I keep in my wallet because I'm going to shop tomorrow because Super Doubles 3-day event starts tomorrow. So I've got $40. And I'm probably going to throw these extra $4 into my grocery budget because I want to get as much as I can from Super Doubles. So I'm throwing that extra $4 blow dollars in here. So then this is groceries week 2. That's one envelope. I'm doing groceries week 3. $40 more in that one. And then groceries week 4. I'm going to throw that in to this envelope here. And then for the puppy and the lawn, I'm going to throw in the $60. So I've got all my envelopes. I've got all my categories filled. My budget sheet is done and updated for the month. That's where we are for the month of April. Unless the Lord blesses us, this is what we have, and this is what we're going to work with. So I've got all my envelopes. They're filled out for the weeks of groceries. These are going in the safe. I will actually pay the puppy guy today before I leave for work. And that's it. So thank you so much for stopping by our channel. We hope that you got something out of this month's budget. If you have any comments, leave us. If you have anything you want to ask us, any questions, leave us a comment below. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. We certainly do appreciate having you with us. If you're new here, hit the red subscribe button. We'd certainly love to keep you around. Also hit the little bell so you never miss an upload from us. And until the next time we budget, bye.